All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Now, there's one thing about this whole Osmongold situation that really pisses me off, and I didn't want to say anything about it, but after seeing it and listening to the video, I figured, you know what, something's got to be said because millions of people have already seen this video, and some people are not going to see his response. So maybe some of you guys might be somebody who has seen this video but yet haven't seen his response. And the reason I didn't want to say anything about it was really due to the fact that the way he responded and the way he apologized, it sounded to me genuine. Nah, I may be mistaken or something like that. Maybe he was making it all up just so people can get off his butt. But again, it sounded to me genuine, and so I'm gonna take it for what it is. But with that being said, I still want to talk about it because a lot of people out there have the same way of thinking, like the way he does. The only difference is he was able to speak out loud. Meanwhile, other people don't. And so this is a 1 minute video that I want to go over and put my thought out there and say something about it. And perhaps you might learn something from this. And so let's listen to what Osman had to say about it.
You're literally creating a tier list by not supporting them because there's someone else on the list? No, I'm not. I'm not supporting any of it. Absolutely not. I'm not supporting a group of people that would, kill a gay person or a trans person for existing.
Okay, that's false number one. First of all, as Muslims, we don't just go on the street and just find a gay person and kill them. We can't do that. Okay? For one, that person hasn't committed any crime. To my knowledge, he hasn't committed any crime. He is wronging himself. He's not wronging us. Okay? And if somebody who is a gay person in a Muslim country and they decide to keep this to themselves and just do their business in their home, nobody's gonna know about it, nobody's gonna know that they're gay, and nobody's gonna care. But if you decide to go out into the public and then announce to the people that you're gay and then start to invite people into that lifestyle, then it starts to become a problem in the Muslim country. Now, we still don't resort straight to, oh, off with his head. We don't do that. Okay? There are laws in place, there are rules in place, okay, before anything is to happen to this person who is inviting other people to his way of life.
I'm not going to support that group of people in any context. Absolutely not. No, it's not even a question. These people would be the ones doing the genociding if they had the power.
Okay, and that's also misconception number one. Okay, so when he says people, he's pretty much talking about the Palestinian. And when he's talking about the Palestinian, he's also talking about Muslim. I happen to be a Muslim for myself, right? And I made a video about this. So if you haven't seen it, perhaps it's something that you should look into because I went over some of the list of things that Muslims are not allowed to do during war. And one thing that is extremely important when it comes to war is we do not fight kids, we do not kill women, we do not fight elderly, we don't blow up churches, we don't blow up buildings, we don't cut down trees, we don't anything that is not supposed to be involved in a battle, we don't attack it. Okay, we don't do that. So when he says that Muslims have the capability to commit genocide, just like the way the Zionists are doing today, that is a false misconception about Islam because we have laws in place. Okay, we have laws in place. Nuclear bomb is something that is not allowed in Islam. Weapon of mass destruction is not something that is that's not allowed in Islam. Why? Because this weapon of mass destruction is indiscriminate. It blows up anything and everything in a way. Okay, so the fact that he says this just goes to show that he has no knowledge about Islam. He has no knowledge about the rules regarding Islam, which is why I said a lot of people walking around have this mentality. And it's not his fault. I don't blame him because in his response, he said he's going to go visit some of these Muslim countries and learn for himself. But one thing that I will tell you is so many people, especially here in America, have this thought. Why? Because for their whole life, for one, they haven't visited any Muslim country. Two, they haven't really learned about the Islamic religion. The only place that they've learned from it are the people who are out to literally kill Muslims. And of course, these people are going to, misconstrue the religion, lie about the religion, make up a bunch of lies, and distort the meaning of some of the text to make it seem like these people are out for blood and out to kill anybody and everybody who's not a Muslim when this is not the case.
They would be doing it. Their laws currently enable them to do it. If you want to consider a genocide as a systematic killing of a group of people, they have genocide built into Sharia law right now.
Again, we don't have genocide.
So no,
Now, I'm not gonna dive much into the Sharia law because there's a lot of rules and regulation that takes place in that. I'm sure if you just put Sharia law and Muslim explaining it, you can find hundreds of far more knowledgeable Muslims who are far more knowledgeable than me who will be able to break it down to you what the Sharia law is. But again, this is a prime example of the indoctrination that's going on here in America because this is his interpretation of Sharia law. This is millions of Americans' interpretation of Sharia law. Okay, they think that Sharia law is Muslims are allowed to go and kill anybody and everybody that's not a Muslim when that is completely false. When you look at history, Muslims have coexisted with Jews, Christians, with so many other religions, and there was no problem. There was no problem. It's only in today's day and age when the Zionists who are out to kill Muslims are now bringing up the question if Muslims are the allies of the world. And so they want to paint the picture that Muslims are the most evil people in the world. Why? So you can have no sympathy for them. So you can turn a blind eye when they drop bombs and killing kids, when they're beheading people, when they are gang raping prisoners of war and then taking these people's home and just destroying anything and everything in the way. All that is systematic. All that is for you to literally not have any sympathy for these people. Why? Because that's what they want. That's so you don't have anything to say about it.
I'm not going to cry a fucking river when people who have genocide that's baked into their laws are getting genocided. I don't give a fuck. They're terrible people.
And with that being said, one thing that I also want to say is okay, let's say what he's saying is true. Let's say that Islam does have a rule that says kill everybody in your way that's not a Muslim. Let's say that first for a bit. Okay? What still gives Israel the right to go ahead and commit genocide? What gives them the right to do that? I'm just saying, okay, okay, cool, let's give it to you. Let's say Muslims are allowed to do that. So now does that mean that, oh, okay, since they're allowed to do it, well, we beat them to it, so we're gonna do it to them. That makes you no better than the people who have that law. It makes you no better. You get what I'm saying? It literally makes you no better. And so it's stupid to me. Like the Christians have it in their book. If you get slapped on one cheek, turn the other cheek. What does that tell you? It means to interpret it right. It just means don't fight back. Just you know, be somebody who's peaceful. Be somebody who it doesn't stoop down to their level. You get what I'm saying? And so again, I just wanted to go ahead and talk about this for a second. And if you want to go ahead and see his response, he did make a 20-minute response about how he went overboard and how what he said doesn't mean it. And to be quite honest, what I will say is the damage is already done. You've already told the people how you really think about the Palestinian people. I mean, it's going to be extremely difficult for people to just completely forget about it, you know? But I guess only time will tell. And so, with that being said, later.